Continuing part two of our discussion on pre-incident inductors, and to continue the
Indicators.
conversation, induct
Indicators.
indicators. Okay,
Indicate. Indication we say, right? Indication.
right.
So it's called indicators. Induction is a different word. Indicator.
Indicators. Okay,
आप बोलते हैं ना कि इसको indicate कर रहा हूँ मैं, इसको दिखा रहा
right,
हूँ,
right.
इशारा जैसा.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Thanks for
basically
letting me
इशारा.
know. I'll change it when
Yeah, definitely.
I put that uh,
Yeah.
title.
You want to do it? You want to do it again? Then we can do it. I mean, just say it again, the introduction part. So we're
Right.
continuing our discussion on pins,
Pins.
pre-incident
And
indicators.
also, you were sharing about domestic violence that even men face. So, what something in their childhood?
Basically, what
And
happens? Yeah. So something
so,
what happens
how
mostly in
pins would relate
yeah.
in such situations? Let's talk on
So basically, what happens that over a period of time, when you tell a story, okay, or you tell an incident, if you do not react on the same time, it becomes a story, and the story has an innate problem that it becomes that you do not really believe it. Do you like it? It's very paradoxical. So, for example, you have to react immediately. For example, if you say that 5 years back something happened in your life,
it. Hmm.
people will feel pity, people will enjoy it, but people will have certain doubt because you have not reacted then and there.
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
People do not realize it. That's why I talk a lot of crude and honest thing, because I think I've learned over a period of time people don't only lie, but they want to also listen lies. That's what my understanding is.
And somehow, this thing about we tend to, as much as we try, but we still tend to go to our past and try to like somewhere soothe ourselves and fix it in our reality, isn't it?
Yeah, but then see, there are things which you have to understand that either you do it or you don't do it.
Yeah, taking action for yourself.
Yeah, because if you don't take action and you say, oh my God, I really want to do this, but it doesn't work that way. You have to react towards it. If you do not react right now, there's no point of reacting after a year or 2 years. Then you'll say, oh, there's a Me Too moment. If you remember 3 years or 4 years or 2 years, 3 years back, there's a moment where people were saying, oh, somebody has done 10 years back and somebody has done 20 years back. I don't understand what was. Maybe it was just the political gimmick. I never understood that whole concept of Me Too.
So
And
that
where were the
was,
genuine,
yeah,
where the
but
genuine cases were there, that has been kind of put under the carpet because people are just talking something which is not required to be talked.
hmm,
So I'm not taking this thing away. I'm simply trying to tell you that there are two things can be done on a very practical level. One, that you need to intuitively create your instinct to read or um, or recalibrate your pins understanding pre-incident indicators. Second, you have to react immediately. Like there was something which I was reading recently, I really liked it. That somebody touches here and your body would react immediately. It's like applying a brake. If you
yes,
drive and somebody comes to your right in front of you, what do? You talk about after a year. Oh, somebody came to my in front of my car. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to apply a brake or something right there
right, in that situation, yes.
in that situation.
Otherwise, yeah, those things keep perpetuating. That's so true. And I,
Keep perpetuating, and then you also start enjoying it. Trust me on this. It's
okay.
not that you enjoy the process. You never enjoy the process. I'm not saying that. Please try to understand. You enjoy the whole thing around it. When the people said they want to take out wine and ghazal and all that because very romantic and all this stuff. So that kind of hallucination we create to ourselves.
Seriously, and again, that's like an avoidance thing, and it's just accumulating and piling up. There's like no
Yes, yes,
change.
unnecessary. There's no, it's not required. There are a lot of things are not required in our life. Why should I have a very bad story to tell? I've never had any bad stories. If you ask me, somebody has done anything bad to me, nobody has done bad to me. A lot of
And
people have
even,
done good to me. There's nobody.
and I see that that conscious masculine quality in you, the actual masculine quality which is required. You change the situation by reacting, mm, and correcting it then and there. So this is what is required, I think. Somewhere if we do, this one thing I want to bring up, when we think of too much of being alone and being peaceful, it's again that people are avoiding that situation, not confronting and correcting it. It's making somewhere men itself take a step back from their very nature of commanding, being forward, leading, taking action,
Yeah,
isn't it? No?
one is that. One is that. Secondly, I think it's very prominently you said and very beautifully you said. But more than that, I realized that when you are like taking reins of your life, you become so beautiful. When I'm not saying there's a physical beauty, but you feel very confident. You feel a very different kind of, I don't know. I feel very good all the time.
Right.
That maybe you can call it perpetual blissful. It's not that I don't feel angry, I don't feel sad, I don't feel lonely. I feel all that, but at the same time I feel I can go through with this and I can really make it better.
Exactly. Yes, that's the point. Yes.
So the idea is not that it's bad or good. It's about doing such a way that you realize that the whole lies with you own it. Nobody else is going to own it. It's not right or wrong. It's
Yes.
not good and bad. Like if you ask me any bad story, I don't have any bad story, my dear friend. I don't have any bad story. If you ask somebody has done something, no, nobody has done anything to me. Everybody has done great to me.
Mm, great. And then moving to our last, not really a question, but what is your message for the youth crowd on whole of earth who are in their 20s, young 20s?
See, to honestly, I really don't know. Because one of the very simple thing I've read in my life and I really liked it, that you don't have to know everything. The most of the time I've seen people, especially YouTubers, they keep on explaining everything and anything. No, there are a lot of things is not required to know in that sense. What is required to know is that you should know innately your mistakes. You should know innately your strength. You should know innately your weaknesses. At the same time, you should also know that when you're doing something, how do you do it? And what makes you a better person?
Hmm.
And when I'm saying better person, doesn't mean what society is expecting from you. But better person, according to my understanding, is something which you feel very nice without harming anybody. Like there is a very beautiful line, I really like it. If it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make sense to everybody. There's something else, but I modified according to my understanding. So if you are living alone and if you're not married and people say, oh, it doesn't make any sense, fine, that's very good. It shouldn't make any sense to everybody. Why it is? Unless I'm not disturbing anybody, and unless I'm not harming planet or plants or animals or any individuals.
Yeah.
So it is not that, one of the big problem that either we are trying to become
And
zombies.
right. On
Yeah,
that
like
note, it's
Baba.
last
Yeah.
1 year it's been coming up, you know. If people first they ask, are you married? I just enjoy saying I'm happily single. I
Yes.
deliberately use words that, you know, are it's perfect.
I say
This
something
is
very,
good.
I say something very hilarious. I got a job also long back. So like somebody asked me, "Are you married?" I said I'm technically unmarried. So and then this guy was like, and he was like, I am Ahmedabad, IIT, Delhi. He's a big short guy. So I was applying for GRE gym at TOEFL where I started teaching English. So I went there and this guy said, "Are you married?" I said, "I'm technically unmarried." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You know what I mean." And then he didn't tell me. So yeah,
Oh,
something like that.
yeah, just the words
So
can do a
because
lot.
yeah, what and that shows your confidence. Like this guy has hired me not only. just to train also, and he was training me also. He, because of him, I went to Spain, and he's funded my entire education.
Wow.
See, we become very apologetic about what we do in our lives, according to my understanding. And especially women, there's a friend of mine, she said something very nice, that women are designed to feel guilty. I don't know why. And I think I read it and I really liked it. That the over a period of time, the women and the men also, up to some extent, they feel very guilty about what they do. In fact, Corona has made this very prominent to make people understand. The simple walking become a guilt. Oh my God, why I'm walking? Like I used to live in Noida, and people, I used to go for walk every day, and everybody's looking at it. Why they're walking? And since I had my babies were there, and I had to walk with them. And somebody said, no, you shouldn't walk, and this is happening. I said, I'm so sorry. And I go back. I don't argue. No, 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 I want to walk.
No,
This is not the way I talk. If this is an interview, so I'm talking. Otherwise, I don't talk too much. I don't argue with anybody. Somebody says anything, oh, yeah, 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 you're right. Because if you win an argument, you're going to lose a friend. I don't want to lose a friend. I don't want to win an argument. If somebody says, yeah, but I will do exactly what I want to do in my life. Like my dad was telling me few weeks back, you should get married. I said, no, I'm too old. He said, no, everybody's getting married. And my mom was saying, no, you shouldn't get married. You should not. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to you. So I don't want to listen my mom or dad. It's all right. They are both are right. See, one thing, if you want to sum up my entire understanding, I'll tell you what. When I was kid, I was taught or I've been trained to look at a life in such a way that you can be right only when I'm wrong, or I can be, mark my word again, and I can be right only when you're wrong. But I don't understand now. I think you can be also right, I can be also right on the same thing. You can be also wrong, I can be also wrong. This is a fundamental principle of my life, where I believe that nobody is wrong as long as it's working for you. If it's like somebody says, okay, I'm getting married and I'm fine, if it's working for you, good. But if it's not working and you were crying and you were telling me this, I don't like to listen. I'm not what do you call Agni auntie that you come on my shoulder and say, oh, I'm so sorry. And no, I'm not here to listen that kind of crap.
yeah, correct.
So
And
somebody was drowning and somebody says, oh, help me. I saved him. And then he said, no, why you're saving? I want to drown. I said, go ahead and do it. Who's going to stop you? I mean, it's not every time I'm going to go and save you. Yeah? I mean, once it's all right.
yeah, I mean, you can do only so much for another person,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise, it's like somewhere your energy also gets siphoned out and in all
Yeah,
this.
because it's not important, and you're not even listening. You understood once, it's all right. If you've not understood, there was something Zen story I read it long back. This guy went to a Zen master and he was teaching, then he could understand, then he came back after 1 year, then again after 2 years, he keeps on coming and this Zen master keep on teaching him. So one day one disciple got angry and said, what nonsense, you're coming and this guy is also crazy and he's teaching and you're learning. It has to stop somewhere. And then finally
Yes.
Zen master accepted the disciples' argument and said, all right, I will stop doing it. So
Hmm.
idea is that I don't see I can do it something which you are ready to. Like there is a beautiful line I told you in fact last time also, that eyes can only see what mind is ready to comprehend.
Yes. And the person
And
in
it
the
is true
front
for
will only pick up what he wants in or she wants in that moment, right? Even
yes,
if
and
they're like
secondly,
trying to break their boundaries and trying to overgive and make them feel better, give solutions.
yes, that's the one point. And secondly, the most important thing that people do not realize is that there are no solutions. There are no definite answers. These all answers are individual answers. Somebody found an answer that is his or her answer. You have to look at through your answer and find out what should be done, what should not be done.
Correct.
You cannot always find a
Yes,
ready-made
yes.
answer that this is the way it's going to work.
Right.
You have to
Again,
see. There's no
yes.
ready-made.
Mm. Something has to come originally from that
No,
individual.
more than originally, it doesn't work.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
sure.
for this another amazing conversation with such depth.
Same here,
I
bro.
think this talk will be such inspiration for so many men and young boys out there who are wise and intelligent but somewhere hold themselves back from putting it out there. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
see, you have to live honestly. That's it. That's the only thing. Namaste.